Hello everyone, I'm Clay Stout. I'm a solutions engineer with Automation Hero, and today I will be showing you a brief demo of Automation Hero's document capture and document review processes. So to begin, we find ourselves in the Documents tab inside Hero Platform, and we want to create a document model. So we'll simply press Create Document Model, and the first step will be to give it a name. Give it a simple name and press Next. And then this brings us to our next step where we need to select a document type. And the two that I will be covering today are fixed forms and invoices. We'll start with fixed forms. So we have that selected. We'll press Next. And then here we would bring in a template that is on our local machine. We would use that as a template. And to save a little bit of time, I already have this set up. So let's press cancel here and go to W2 structured. And here you can see an example of a W2 form that I've imported or uploaded rather, and ready for use. So the first thing would be to drag and drop these fields over what you want to capture. So if you want the employer identification number, you would press the field at the top of the screen, and then with your mouse, you would just click and drag over the field where you know that data is going to be. So here we'll give it a name, example again, and for this it would be numbers. It is worth noting that we do support handwritten text, barcodes, checkboxes, type text, and numbers. So we'll hit numbers here, and then I don't want to save that because it'll reload the preview. So we'll press cancel there, and we can see everything that I've already set up on the right hand side of your screen. And it's worth noting that each field that you set up, if you click this show details button right here, it will show you a given confidence score, an associated confidence score rather, with each field you have set up. So social security number, for example, 90% confident it got the right answer, wages 100%, and so on and so forth. And that pretty much wraps it up for the structured document process. So let's jump into the semi-structured example. And here I already have that set up. And here we can see the first thing you'll notice is that there is no field icon. And the reason for this is because our invoice model has been defined to look for certain fields that are very common across all invoices. You can see a couple examples here, like amount due, amount paid, due date, so on and so forth. And just like the structured example, we are given an associated confidence score with each field. And it is worth noting that if you do want to change your templates or layout, anything like that, you can navigate to the sample documents tab and simply delete old templates or load in new ones through the choose file option. Okay, so now we've gone through setting up a model. So let's see it in action. And so we'll back up and we'll go to our flows tab. And here I have a quick demo set up that just kind of highlights this whole process. It kind of paints the big picture, if you will. So to begin, this top input is bringing in files from an S3 bucket. In this case, we can preview it, and it's just an example of that W2 tax form. And when this finishes loading, we can examine that. Okay, so we have our W2 and we're bringing that in. And then we set up our model earlier. If you remember, it was called W2 structured. So on the right-hand side of the screen in the search bar, we would search for our W2 structured document model. And we would click and drag, which I've already done. But we would click and drag and connect to our input. And so with that done, we can preview this, and it will actually show us what the model is pulling for each record. And so with that, when we OCR, or when we scrape the data off of the document, we will then send it to our human in the loop component. And I will show you that in a minute when this finishes loading. But in the human in the loop component, users will be able to verify and check data. And yes, here you can see all the results for all the previous fields that we set up. And with that, we would send that data to a Robin skill. And we'll switch over now to Robin, and we can see our Robin task where we have a picture of the form and everything that the model pulled. So Tom T. taxpayer, for example, that looks correct, but let's say it wasn't correct. This is where the human in the loop component really comes into play. If there was a mistake somewhere, you have the option to edit that. And if everything looks good, you're ready to submit and go on to the next step. And that pretty much covers just an introduction on our document capture and document review process. And that is all. Thank you.